And we're live. There we go. Hey, Adam, how you doing, buddy?
I'm all right. You all right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just chilling
Yeah,
your
well.
Saturday evening, huh?
Yeah, just had a nice roast dinner on like a really hot day, which is probably not the best idea.
What was the temperature for you?
I don't know. I haven't checked. It's very humid today. It's not particularly sunny, but the humidity is really high.
I think we had about, where I'm from, I think we had about like 23, 24 degrees maybe, give or take. Had a big burly barrel-aged barley wine today, so, you know, it's that kind of weather.
See, I started on a lager. I started on Stiegel, the Austrian. So I had the gold lager, which was really nice. Just like a 5%, 500ml can while watching football. And then I'm halfway through a IPA from, it was a West Coast IPA collaboration between Neptune, which is the local brewery to me, and
right.
Lost and Grounded from Bristol. It's like a 6.3 West Coast IPA. Really nice. I wish I had a bit more bite to it, but yeah.
Sounds legit. So, do you want to explain to everybody who's watching right now live, or the people who are gonna rewatch later on my channel, what are we drinking and how did I get this beer in my filthy hands?
So, this beer, which is Brew by Numbers, as you can see, it's the number 64. All Imperial Stouts from Brew by Numbers. They're based out of London. All their numbers correspond to the style. So all 64s are Imperial Stouts. So you have multiple types of Imperial Stouts. You have the chocolate orange is one. This particular one is cherry trifle. And I think they've done a coffee one as well. But they did a really good sort of press release in the summer, and I got a big load of their beers, and I thought I'll include that in a little box to Thomas. So I ended up with quite a few of them, and they were just like, Thomas will enjoy that. It's a nice, he likes Imperial Stouts.
I do love my little impies, especially because I have a weak spot for weird stuff. And when you give me something that has cherry in it like this, and one of the reasons I always we already talked about doing this beer together. One of the reasons I was very intrigued about doing this together happened last week when me and the Dutch boys did a low ABV, 5-point-something% porter with cherries, which was actually a little bit younger than this beer is. And there was hardly any cherry component in there. It had a cherry puree. So I'm very curious about the cherry character in this little MP. Brew by Numbers, the funny thing is, I know that I've had at least 2 of their beers. According to Untapped, I have not. So apparently I forgot to check them in. What is your general opinion, on Brew by Numbers?
So with this one, I got quite a few of their double IPAs, which are 55, and the light beers are really good. I also, both myself and Peter got the coffee porters, which are 9% coffee porters, and they did a series of 3. And it was 3 different styles of coffee porter. I've had 2 of them. I've still got 1 in the fridge. They were really good, really good.
You had me. You had me when you said coffee and porter in one sentence. That's it. That's me done.
9%. It drinks like a 5. It drinks like a 5% porter. Yeah,
that's dangerous. That's dangerous. That's danger juice, man.
I had I think it was was it Thailand blend? I think it was either Thailand or Vietnam, and it was Vietnamese. It was Vietnamese coffee, and that was really nice because I like Vietnamese coffee. It's very sweet, and I don't have sugar in coffee, so it's quite a nice, refreshing change for it to have a sweet component.
I know what you mean, because that Vietnamese coffee, it's got like the sweet sugary thing without being, too overtly sweet and everything.
Yeah.
I think you and I kind of have the both type of glassware, but you're going to love the logo on mine.
Crafty as hell. Mine's a local brewery, which is Carnival.
Cheers, dude. That's awesome.
But it is, it's a Rastal.
Whoa!
Not easy.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Be careful opening that, dude. That is filled to the brim.
Mine's been out. Mine's been out of the fridge for about an hour in a hot kitchen with me cooking a roast dinner.
So was mine, but it was just filled to the brim. This wasn't a gusher. This is just filled to the brim. Look at that. Oh, that's got a glorious head on it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to do a nasty little thing there right in between. I'm going to have to do the, because the influencer thing, I'm going to have to take the picture for the socials. That is a beautiful looking beer.
Mine is, the head is disappearing quite quickly.
It started out very solid, the head did. And then it got very rocky and foamy and soapy. And it's sort of bubbling away now. It started out like very compact and dense. And now it just, now it just got all this rocky, soapy. Yeah. But that could be just like sugars and everything from the adjuncts, because what do we have here? In terms of, let's just walk through the entire list of ingredients. We're talking about water, barley, oats, cherry, vanilla, cacao nibs, hop, and yeast. Now, especially the cacao nibs, they can have these sort of natural oils in them.
Yeah.
Which can really fuck up a nose if they have to, want to. But that, first impression, that poured, in terms of the viscosity of it, that poured like a 6% ABV porter. Not even anything in the nose, just like purely the viscosity of it gave me the idea of like a lower. It is sticking to the edge of the glass, so it is thick in terms of ABV, but the way it poured, the thickness of the pour, sort of implied lower ABV. Motherfucker.
I'm getting the cherry. I'm also getting cherry coffee.
That has a load of coffee, but like, again, what you said, that Vietnamese coffee, like that sweet coffee, this has like that. Yeah. So I have never in my life been to a Starbucks. This is what I kind of think Starbucks smells like. Fucking fruit flies. You know what I mean? That sweet, sugary, coffee, creamy, chocolatey, desserty.
I always felt like burnt milk when I go to Starbucks.
I've never been to Starbucks. I'll take your word for it. First impression.
Are they not popular in Holland?
You know, well, you'll be popular with me, so you just come on over. Craig, cheers, buddy. Good evening. And Craig just came back from a mega session, but he feels awesome. I think that bodes well, doesn't it, for the rest of the evening? Would you not say so, Adam?
Potentially.
Potentially. Look at the head on this.
It's almost gone, isn't it?
It is almost gone. So
it is sticking.
This to me has... So today I was reading this article about desserts and current point of view on desserts for people, where we sort of focus away from overtly sweet and we go more to big flavor and not necessarily savory, but less sweet. So this definitely has a sweetness to it, but not this artificial sweetness. This has more like that sort of. Let's get like a what should we call it? Like a espresso, decent espresso with maybe a little bit of milk foam on it.
Whipped cream, maybe.
Maybe some whipped cream. Definitely, that whipped cream is a good thing.
It has that. Reminds me.
Go for it.
Sorry. There is. No, I'm not a massive Starbucks fan, but I prefer Costa, which is over here. I don't know if you get it in Holland, but they do sort of around sort of the winter period. They do a Black Forest syrup to go in.
Black Forest coffee.
Yeah, it's like a Black Forest syrup, and it is that sort of cherry and berry flavor. I
know exactly what you mean, mate.
And I feel like it's like that.
This has to me that sort of. So because it has the, it definitely, let's start there. It is sweet. It's very vanilla chocolate, dark chocolate, pure chocolate because of the cacao nibs. So cacao nibs are like, what is it, like 95, 98% cacao component? They're basically pure cacao.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that.
But something like that. So the vanilla balances it out, giving it that sort of very sort of 70% raw, pure chocolate thing in combination with roasted malts, and the malts emphasizing that, you know, barley, what's it called? When you make a cake, you use flour. When you make a cake, you use flour, right? So you've got wheat, you've got your grains, you've got all of those, but roasty, toasty. So basically, all of this has that sort of Black Forest Gâteau, whatever you fucking call it in British. The Black Forest Gâteau, Schwarzwälder Kirsch.
Yeah.
It's got that Schwarzwälder Kirsch thing going on because of that grainy component from the malts, which are a bit more roasty, bitter. It's got the vanilla, it's got the sugary, creamy, because in a Black Forest Gâteau, the Schwarzwälder Kirsch, you know, you got all that creaminess going on, the whipped cream. Yeah. Everything is in there, making it what I feel is actually a pastry stout without going overtly lactose.
Sorry.
Pastry, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. My thing is vanilla isn't. It gives you that false impression, vanilla, that it's sweet. Vanilla isn't sweet. It's often used in sweet things, so you get that sugary component that's used. So I'm getting an overly sweet smell, but whether it's vanilla or not, I'm not sure. I know vanilla's in there.
It's that thing where your brain does the thing like, is it vanilla or is it vanilla sugar?
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. And there's only one way to really figure that one out, isn't it?
Yep.
Let's go for it, mate. Cheers. And thank you, Adam, for sending this over, mate.
No worries. It's thicker than I thought it was going to be. It's still got that watery finish, though.
That was my first thing. It drinks... So because the way it poured...
Yeah.
This doesn't drink like... So the way it poured, I kind of figured this could be like... The mouthfeel could be aching towards 5% ABV. Funny thing is, earlier today, I had a 7% ABV milk stout from mad scientists from Hungary, whatever you want to say. Fuck my English every now and then. This drinks like a 7% ABV. So it drinks a bit more thicker than the pour would imply, but lower than the ABV says it would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I completely understand. I've certainly had beers at a lower ABV that have poured thicker, and with thinking because they haven't actually put, they even put oats in this, whether they've not put enough oats in to give that body, I'm not sure.
It needs a bit more wheat, not weed, wheat. It needs a bit wheat. It needs that wheaty thing. You know what's killing it right now? You know how, let's just call one of the OGs, let's say Weihenstephaner Hefeweizen.
Yeah.
Do you know how that beer, because of that high wheat content, can drink like freaking 8% ABV beer?
Yeah.
Because of that high wheat, the high wheat component, and that thick, creamy head is the first thing that touches your lips and goes into your mouth. And it gives that impression of that big mouthfeel. And that's what's lacking here. It needs wheat to up that mouthfeel, to up that creamy head and give it that impression of a little bit more oomph. Yeah.
I am getting a very mild alcohol burn at the back as well, but that is backed up with the cocoa nibs. And they are really sort of working well to not mask, because you are getting the alcohol burn, but they sort of work in concert with it.
Yeah, it's that alcohol burn from that, we call them Moncherie. I don't know what you call them, the little chocolates.
Sorry, chocolates with the... No, I thought you were going to say maraschino cherries.
Yeah, it could be. They got the cherry in them and the liqueur, and then they got the chocolate around it, and you bite in them, and you think it's going to be chocolate, and you bite in them, and you suddenly get the liqueur in your mouth. And
yeah, like cherry brandy liqueurs.
Yeah, those, yeah. So it sort of has that sort of impression of heat.
Mm. Yeah, I'm not getting a lot of vanilla though, which is a bit disappointing. Whether that's faded off in the time frame, I'm not sure.
I think the vanilla that I'm getting is the combination of that when you get. Do you know how vanilla is one of those things that you always get in a lot of cakes without understanding that it's there? And when you know what to look for, you get it. So that's the vanilla component. The vanilla component is that soft sort of impression. Again, what you said, because we register vanilla as sweetness for some reason. So it has that vanilla sweetness without being vanilla. That's what it's doing for me. And
the thing that lets it down for me is the fact that obviously it's described itself as a cherry trifle. And for people that don't know what a cherry trifle is, you have that layer of custard that, for me, that is essential to a cherry trifle. Obviously, you have the usually some sort of soaked cake component at the bottom.
Yeah.
Either your fruit and sometimes jelly, and then obviously in this case cherry being it, cherry's the fruit, and then obviously the vanilla is in the set custard. For me, if you're saying it's a cherry trifle, you should be going not heavy on the vanilla, but you should be getting that custardy element, and I think you're not getting that in the flavour nor the body.
That's a good point. I totally agree. As in, I agree. As in, it doesn't register as a cherry trifle. Does it cherry? Does it register as a cherry stout? Yes.
Yeah.
Does it register as
even
a
chocolate?
Sorry, go for it.
Even a chocolate cherry stout, I would say, yeah, fine.
Absolutely. Here's the two things. Does it register as a cherry trifle? If I very much reach and look for it, I can get that vanilla thingy, but it isn't on the nose. You know what's really making me here's the question for you. Does this register as a Imperial stout to you? Purely on mouthfeel and finish.
Yes, but I wouldn't say it's 10%. I would say if you're looking at an Imperial stout, I would say you're looking at sort of a low ABV Imperial stout. You're looking top end of 8, bottom end of 9.
For me, this almost registers as the OG Imperial stout back in like the day, 7.5 to 8%.
Yeah.
Which is, if you want to get your rocks off in a fun way, because this is gone before you realize what you're doing. But if you want to realize what you're doing, not so much. I do. Yeah, sorry, you go for it.
I was just going to say that, yeah, I agree with you. It's more of an export stout strength rather than Imperial.
Yeah. Basically, the OG Imperial stout.
Yeah.
Here's my question for you, though. Do you like it?
It's enjoyable, I would say. I wouldn't say nowhere near is it in the top 50 Imperial stouts I've ever had. Not a chance.
Absolutely not. I agree, but
if this came in a 440 rather than a 330ml, I wouldn't say no.
I'm very happy that this is in a 330 because I don't really have a sweet tooth. And a sweet tooth, this is one of those, what kind of mood am I in? What do I want? This is the mood that I'm in right now. I was looking for something slightly sweet. This is doing me proper right now because I was in this sort of soft, cheeky, sweet mood. Like I kind of wanted something a little bit sweet, but not too overtly. It still has both. Let's go back to the malt base because this has if you need to look for it a little bit if you know what you're looking for. But this has a proper roasty, toasty, burned licorice malt base.
Licorice. I think there's too much. There's too much adjuncts in there for the licorice to be visible in the taste for me. Yeah, no way. I don't get coffee. Yeah. Definitely coffee. But they do. It makes me laugh at the scale that they have on the back. That's something that I find quite amusing. If I can get a good.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because the malt thing's probably right. See, I can't get it without it. Oh, too cruddy. It's really not going to focus.
Yeah, I'm using the wrong camera. I'm using my front camera on my own phone, right? Who am I?
Yeah, so
fuck Chinese phones anyway.
But yeah, it's saying that the malt's 5 out of 5, the sweetness is 4 out of 5, the complexity is 3 out of 5, and the balance is 3 out of 5. I would disagree with the balance, and I'd disagree with the sweetness. I reckon the sweetness is probably 5 out of 5, and the balance is probably about 2. I just think.
I agree. The balance is a bit out of whack, as in it's a bit seesawy. It goes up and down and up and down and up and down. I get a savory, like I said, I get a savory licorice, sort of like umami soy sauce thing going on in the background. But maybe it's because this is something I said in a review earlier today. It depends on your palate, right? What are you very susceptible to? It could be that I'm a little bit more susceptible to that soy sauce, savory, umami component, that roasty, toasty thing. But that's just how your palate works. So that's one of the fun things about doing reviews like this together.
I still get just coffee is the base, and then it's literally everything else on top.
It's funny, I'm not getting that big of a coffee component, but maybe because I'm so. Do you drink a lot of coffee?
Yes.
Funny, because
I like to do coffees around.
Yeah.
I like to do coffees around the world as well, so I get different coffees in and put them through the filter machine.
What is your batch number?
Batch number is 653.
We do have the same batch. Okay, we do have the same batch then. No, I could have.
They were a 4-pack.
Oh, they were 4. Oh, right. There you go. So of course we have the same batch.
I made sure of that. I've got one left, and I won't be rushing to try it.
I get your coffee component. I do get that coffee component, but what I will say though, I like it.
It's not a bad beer. By no means is it a bad beer. You can tell that by the amount I've drunk in the time that we've spoken.
Now, you gave me this beer, so I do not want to know the price point, but you do know the price point.
Yeah.
Just from your personal point of view, would you buy this again, considering the price point and the impact it is having on your personal palate?
I wouldn't, but it's not because of the price of the beer. I wouldn't because I actually had a really bad customer experience with Brew by Numbers.
Okay.
They were not great because the beers I ordered were not the beers I got. I got some of them, and they were delayed, and it was a big thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
I wouldn't be. It was quite a big order as well, which is because I split it with a friend.
That is not something I would have expected from Brew by Numbers.
The beers are brilliant. Just the customer service is terrible. I would buy Brew by Numbers again, and I have, but I would buy them through a third party. I actually had the DDH Pale Ale. It's actually really good. That's their house pale ale.
I like the sound of that.
But it was brilliant. It was like 5.3, 5.5, something like that. And it's just like murky, brilliant. Just
give Give me that everything in between 4.5 and 6.5 in terms of pale ales, IPAs, slightly murky. I mean, I'm not talking about that new sense of hazy. I'm talking about the old school hazy.
Yeah.
Like that. I love the way how Matt describes it, the cataract around the edges. You know, if you give me something like that, and I'm happy for days. You know, it's a pity that Brew by Numbers. We used to see them kind of a lot around here, and we really don't. I'm just gonna quickly, go for it.
That was one of the things why I ordered direct, because they're in supermarkets here for certain things. So, like, I think their IPA, one of their IPAs is in Tesco. They've got another IPA in Marks and Spencer's. But in terms of bottle shops, you don't actually see the rest of their range. And just because in the summer they had a big event on, and it was just like, yeah, I'll order some of them because they look good. And I like the look of this one. I really like the look of the coffee porters, and they've been really good. I'm looking forward to the last one. It's just 3 9% beers. When can you drink 3 9% beers on the trot? It's, I don't know about you, but sometimes for me it's difficult to do them in one session. It's not a weekend.
For me, that's a session, but that's because I'm the Dutch god,
Usually midweek, I'm looking for something that's sub 6%. So my MP stouts just pile up, and then it makes me laugh when Raggy goes, "Oh, you love your Imperial stouts." That's because weekends is generally when I'll drink them, and the rest of the week is my pale ales. And
so for me, it's the fucking other way around. I love my Imperials. I really love Imperials and my barley wines and all that shit. But in the weekends, that's the time that I have to review, and I have this shit ton of beers that I need to review, and they're all like lower ABVs, pale ales, IPAs, the saisons, they're all that kind of shit. Not in a good way shit, but like awesome shit, but great shit, but fantastic shit. But that's everything I need to review. And then at the end of the session, I'm like, I had 3 or 4 beers, and I'm like, you know what? I still have that one Impy. I don't want beer. No more beer. No beer. So I just kind of...
Do you not schedule them, though? Do you not do like 3 midweek, 3 the weekend, and then midweek to top the rest of the week?
No, this is something that I'm working on, because it all has to do with lighting. I need the proper lighting for the reviews, and by the time that I get home, I need to buy proper lighting, and I'm poor. I'm a poor motherfucker.
Ring lights are really cheap. Ring lights you can get for £15 here.
I know. I had one. You know what happened?
You broke it. You fell over it.
Yeah, it broke. I was planning a live review the other day, and it broke. So I need to buy a new one. But anyway, I need to get some proper lighting again and get that shit sorted. The thing is, though, it's also your palate. If you want to do a review, you want to have your palate on point. So by the time I get home, it's about 6:30 p.m. and I need to have dinner, and I need to do all the stuff. And by the time I finally have my dinner and I got to relax a little bit, it's like 8:30. If I want to do a proper review, I'm tired. My palate is tired. I can't process everything properly anymore. So if I do stuff during the week, it'll be live streams, and they'll be for shits and giggles, and I'm just drinking beer to have, to enjoy.
Do you never think of doing what Craig does, and you'll just jump off for not half an hour, like 20 minutes, and do a review, and then come back on with the remainder of what he's reviewed?
I kind of should, but I just started this thing the other. I'm gonna start this thing next Monday. I'm going to start drinking a little bit less. I'm going to start drinking a lot less alcohol, actually, because I got a bit chubby. I got a little bit thick.
Join the club.
You know how they say Corona kilos?
Yeah.
I hate Corona kilos. They sound so harsh. I'm talking about pandemic pounds. They sound a little bit more cute. Pandemic pounds.
You're in the Imperial method there, though.
I want to get rid of my... Yeah, I'm going to get rid of my pandemic pounds. So I just want to get rid of about 10 pounds, 5 kilos. And just so starting this Monday, this weekend is a free for all. I'm going to go say a big, middle finger to everything around me. I have a birthday tomorrow for my sister-in-law. So everything is just like a bit fuck you to everything. And then I'm going to, starting next Monday, I'm going to do like 4 to 6 weeks where I'm only going to drink during Saturday and Sunday. And that's it. That's it. I'm just going to, I want to get rid of those few extra pounds. Like drop about 5 kilos, 10 pounds. What is that in stone?
It's 14 pounds in a stone.
14. So just under a stone. Just under a stone. I want to drop about just under a stone. Because it's been weighing on me. So no more reviews during the week.
I'm trying to just eat less and walk more, and then keep the bit the same.
Eating less is easy. I can do that. I get a lot of exercise during my job in the store. Walking stairs and lifting shit and walking around all day. Right now, it's the alcohol. That's the thing. Because during COVID, you get bored because you're in lockdown and you're home alone a lot. And what do? You start reviewing. You start having a little bit more fun. You start enjoying yourself. So you drink a little bit more. So, yeah. I'm just going to go hit those comments very quickly.
I know, yeah. There's going to be loads or none.
There's a few. Crazy beer reviews. The saison you posted looked great. To which Kent's beer reviews responded, it was Joe. Not sure what that was all about. Crazy Beer review says I got a cherry lambic to review later today. Go for it. Beer Mafklapper. This is all in Dutch. So we were actually talking during a Dutch live stream earlier today. He's a sponsor of the channel. I think right now about 60% of my content is sponsored by him. He says, good evening all. Had a great dinner at the, what's it called? When you have the house sigil of Scotland. He had the flag of Scotland. Yeah, the symbol, the flag of Scotland. He had red bath. What's that fish called again? The red roodbaars. Snapper. Yeah, I think it is. Snapper filet on a Loch Ness puree with a mustard sauce. He had a Guinness and a Gordon Gold Strong Ale. That's proper nice.
Guinness have done a lot of collaborations recently. I really wanted to try. Was it Lindemans? They did the collaboration with the cherry and Guinness.
I want that one.
I know I've seen it, but it's for a lot of money for what it is.
I hope it's good. Because I had the opportunity to
Timmermans. Not Lindemans, Timmermans.
No, Timmermans. Yeah, no. I had the opportunity to try the Lervik and Oud Beersel.
Okay.
They did a collab. Lervik and Oud Beersel, they've done several collabs throughout the years, blending Lervik's beers with Oud Beersel's lambics.
Yeah.
And they did one where they took a Lervik stout and they blended it with an Oud Beersel lambic. That was fucking on point.
I've seen the 3-bean one.
I don't know what I'm pretty sure they didn't use the 3-bean for that because it didn't mention anything in terms of tonka. I think it was basically local.
I'm sure it could have been because they've done a blend of 3-bean.
I'll believe you because they did several. I think I actually still have one in the refrigerator, but those were amazing. But stout and lambic combined so well. Did you really already finish that?
Yeah.
You're a fucking hero. Window Beer Reviews with Thomas is saying, hi, everyone. Please like and share. Jake is saying, hello, chaps. I heard that in his voice. Cheers, guys. Evening, sexy people from Rampant Line Reviews. He knows the sexy people. Sam Smalley from Down Under saying, hey, dudes. I only do that when there are a few pinned stream? A few people in the stream. Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's foreign, isn't it? Pounds is a foreign unit of measurement, isn't it?
I think it's a British measurement, to be honest.
It's reading units. Have you thought about doing sports? No, I hate sports. Fuck sports. So I'm on the same boat. I'm on the Trappist diet the next few days. Only beer. I could do that. I could just do beer. I'm not going to eat. I'm going to wake up, have a beer. I'm going to have lunch, have a beer. I'm going to have dinner, have a beer. I go to sleep. I'm wasted.
There was a guy on the internet that did just beer for 30 days. And I think he was very close to being a diabetic.
Of course, because the amount of residual sugars in that shit is fucking insane.
Yeah. He'd lost a
crazy.
crap ton of weight, though. But he was, like, on the border of being diabetic.
I can get the Guinness Timmermans fairly cheap in Sweden when it's released. We'll try to remember to get some for you guys. I got some for you guys.
It's been out for ages, but I've seen it at, like... I think I've seen it somewhere between... This is how stupid it is. Somewhere between 18 and 35 pounds. And it varies a lot.
Again.
Yeah.
Wait, how much?
18 and 35. They're the prices I've seen, and ones in between.
How many mils?
I want to say it's a 500 ml bottle.
I think they come in 370s. Wait. Whew, sorry, Lily on. I think they come in 375s and 750s.
I haven't seen the 370. Maybe it is a 750 then. That's that much.
But even then, though, for me,
7.
The 18 pounds I can get, but the 35?
Yeah.
35 pounds for that bottle makes me want to say, well, how about you go and have a nice little cup of shut the fuck up?
Yeah. I think it's just because how many bottles they put out there. They don't put a lot out.
Jesus. I do understand, though, because if you bottle it in 750s, there's a lot less wastage.
It's bottled at Timmermans as well. It's not bottled at Guinness. That's another thing.
It must be 750s. I can't remember seeing that in 375s. It must be 750s.
It's a cork in a cage top as well.
Wait, let me Google that. Let me Google that because I can share the screen.
See, I can't Google because I've not got my laptop, so I'm just like, I was tempted because my laptop actually works. It's just the screen is dead. And I've got a little telly now.
Oh, wait, that is... So, oh, that's funny because they actually sponsored me right now. It does come in 375. And in the Netherlands, a 375 is... How much do you think a 375 would be in the Netherlands?
£12. Oh, okay, €11.50.
€8. $7.95 actually.
That wasn't that far off.
So apparently, this is a blend of 3 beers. It's the West Indies Porter.
Yeah.
It's the Guinness Special Export.
Yeah.
And it's the Timmermans Old Creek.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just their normal lambic, but apparently it's their creek.
Yeah. It's a cherry stout essentially, but it's a sour cherry stout.
I never knew it was a. Robert Lion is saying it's about €6.50 in Europe.
I've never seen it that cheap here. Never seen it that cheap.
Bum is beer. Bum is beer. Bum is always beer. But yeah, no, that is a lot cheaper than I thought it would be. For James, I mean.
Yeah. I say maybe I've only seen the 750, but they are quite rare here. I think they are bottled at Timmermans. I don't think they're bottled here or in Dublin.
I see them like every now and then, here and there, on the web shops, but I haven't seen them in the wild, so to say.
No.
But I would like to point out, though, that where I live, I think the term is the boondocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where I live.
Yeah.
So, you know, when it comes to real proper craft, I
see Michele Spontan Basil more often than I see that beer. That's just put that into perspective.
I nearly misswallowed that beer. Really? You're joking?
Yeah. No. Spontan Basil,
Michele Basil.
in Liverpool.
Michele Basil is actually kind of rare, like really rare.
I could get that in about 2 places in Liverpool.
Go fuck
It was 3. It was 3, but then one place shut down. And that bottle's probably still in one of the other 2 places because it doesn't sell in Liverpool. And I refuse to pay £12 to £14 for it in a 750 because I don't think Basil makes a good beer. I don't think a lot of people do.
Well, according to the it was actually really proper.
I'd rather have the Frederick's Cherry Spontan. Or the Blueberry.
It's not that I hate Michele. What do you say, Michele or Michele?
Michele. But that's only because that's how they pronounce it in the San Diego branch.
Probably Michele sounds more, you know,
Danish.
Scandinavian for some reason. Danish. Michele sounds more. Here's the thing. I have issues with many of the beers, just like Omnipollo.
Yeah.
So if I see a Michele wild fermentation, spontaneous yeast thing, whatever going on, for €23, for all I know, that is the best beer I'm ever going to have. But with some of the weird fucking bullshit they've done in the past, justifying the €23 to pay for that bottle, it just doesn't fucking work.
I was exceedingly lucky that Peter from the Clueless Drinker swapped us. Well, didn't swap us. He gave us a 375 bottle of Michele Baghaven Blend 2. That was it was really good. It was very sour. If you're not a fan of sour beers, stay away from the Baghaven or Baghaven, however you pronounce it. But it was really good.
I want those sours that are going to basically shut in my teeth. That's what I want.
Yeah. That's what I made my face of this.
But the thing is, though, it can be that kind of sour. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a good beer.
Yeah. Great.
High quantity of sour doesn't necessarily mean high quality beer. You
could just drink lemon juice and have the same effect.
Again, that's it. And I think that's one of those weird things where people like, I'm getting people buying like the weirdest barrel-aged stouts. They're like, I don't know, they've been barrel-aged for 24. So wait, again, let me backtrack that. So I think I released it this week. I don't know if you've seen it. I did this English review, actually, of a beer from Case and Hair of the Dog.
Yes.
And that motherfucker was barrel-aged for 18 months. I'm glad that beer was just like €5 or €6, like €5, because it was so over the top barrel aged. That's a dog.
Sorry, just the dog making noise. He wants attention because he wants attention all the time. See, for me, I've only had two K's beers, I think. I've had the barley wine barrel aged project. It was a 16 one, I'm sure. And I had that. It was the last drink of the night on a session in Manchester. So I got as much as I could from it after a day in Manchester. And the last beer I was going to have. And I've had one of the pales as well. But we don't see them. They are about, if you want them, you can get them. But like, I would never see a Keys beer on tap. Never. It's always can.
I think if you find case, by the way, case, think of the case of
sorry.
beers, not keys, case. Think
Yeah,
of the word a case of beer, case. If you ever find them on tap in your neck of the woods, it's going to be the core range. It's going to be things like the IPA, the blonde, things like that. I doubt you're going to find their barrel aged stuff on cask, on tap.
Yeah, you never see them on cask, but on keg, I think.
On keg, I mean, sorry, not even.
We'd have a good relationship with them, so I think you'll see them now and again, maybe in some of their branches as a guest.
I suppose. Rapper saying is to Waldo, like bar both just for you, bum is beer just for you. It's easy to find, surprisingly. I'm kind of wondering what he's finding easy to find. Is it the bum or the beer? But, you know, in the case of Craig, I would assume it's both.
Maybe he's talking about the Guinness or the McKellar.
He's probably talking about the Guinness Timmermans thing. I'm drinking a real bum right now. Hello, Vicar. That does sound amazing. The Bachhaven. Do you know? Bachhaven?
Yeah. I said Baghaven because I'm just common like that.
Baghaven. It's great, actually. Expensive though. Met the blender a few times, and he's been.
So would I if I'm drinking 7% blended sours all day to test them. I would be like that.
Oh yeah, fucking hell. Same here. Emily's Scotch, not like Emily's. So here's a fun story. The dude. So we were talking about Case, right? But out at Case.
Hmm.
He used to work for Emily's. He used to be the brewer for Emily's, and then he did his own thing. He started his own brewery. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the barrel aged programs from Emily's. I'm not a big fan of. Sorry, just saying. And it's pronounced Bahaun. Do you want to give it a try?
Bahuan.
Bahuan? Bahahuan. Bahahuan. Okay, I'll shut the fuck up now. This is 10% ABV Imperial Stout within an hour, people. We started drinking this like 10 minutes in.
Yep.
We basically finished it in like half an hour.
I've only had the lager and half of an IPA beforehand, so I'm okay.
There we go. We are sexy beasts, and
he's half right.
Bahuan. I'm singing.
Sound like a dog. Sound like a dog trying to eat peanut butter.
Look, about the beer again. Let's talk about the beer, because we've been basically at it for almost an hour, dude. First question: did you like it?
Yes.
Me too. Would you buy it again?
No.
Me neither. And I think the reason why I wouldn't buy it again is that sort of. So, do you know how you have vanilla essence and vanilla extract?
Yes.
And one of them is like the fake bullshit, and the other one is like the good stuff?
Yes.
So, in the end, when you finish the can, this has like the fake bullshit vanilla. I think that's essence, right? Extract is the good stuff. Essence is the bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essence is like extract blended with something else.
Yeah, so this, in the end, has that sort of vanilla essence, fake bullshit, sweetness.
Yeah.
You know? And there's a lot of stuff in here that I really like. But it's that sort of fake vanilla that does it. That kind of kills it in the end after a whole can. it makes me go like, nah.
I think Hugh described it a bit harshly. Hugh the Beer Kid, his comment that I asked him about it, and he said he described it as a cherry mess, and I think that's much too harsh. I think
it is. That is too harsh. I agree.
At the base of it, I think it's a decent. The base is fairly decent. It's maybe not as thick as it should be, but I think its flavors are right. I think cherry adds to it, but I agree. It's the vanilla part that it stumbles and fails on with the thickness. I think that's the issue.
If you really want to overanalyze, if this did not have that cherry thing going on, it would have been a hot fake vanilla mess. And for some weird reason, the cherry brings out the roasty, toasty Imperial Stout malty goodness.
But if the can said Kirsch, chocolate Kirsch, Imperial Stout, okay, chocolate Kirsch, export stout, you would say that's a brilliant beer.
Yeah, that export thing is the thing. Yeah.
It's not that.
But the thing is, though, it's not a cherry trifle, because a cherry trifle, again, what you mentioned earlier, a trifle has that vanilla custard, but it's lacking the custard part of the vanilla.
Yeah.
It's lacking that creamy, lush. You know what? I hate lactose. This is one beer that would probably be better if it had a little bit of lactose in it.
But it says vegan friendly, and I wonder whether that has caused the issue. Because it's vegan friendly, and they're aiming it towards a certain market, has that then it affected how they brew a beer that they've got on paper?
Agreed. Apparently, James sent me a bloody recording, which I will listen to after the live stream. The beer sounds good. I love cherry stouts. Rob would love this, but Rob doesn't actually have a taste, does he?
Rob hates cherry stouts. He hates anything with English ale yeast that has the hint of cherry with the yeast.
So that's the thing, though. Yeah. Go fuck that bullshit, dude. Drink one. Go fuck it. They're not ready yet. Of course they're ready. They're a bottle. They're ready. Get your fucking rocks on. Get your rock on. Get your fucking rock on.
Pick. There must be more than 5 in there. Pick 3 that you think will be better with age, and then drink the other 2.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna quickly listen to the. Oh, it's only like 3 seconds. I'm gonna quickly.
Can you play it through?
No, I don't think I can.
Not do share a screen.
No, I can't do that. Do you have 2 seconds? Give me 2 seconds, okay? It's pronounced Bauhaun.
Bless you.
Bauhaun. Bauhaun. That makes me want to say ni hao. Bauhaun, ni hao. Bauhaun, ni hao. No, anyway, though, end of the story, though, because we're nearing an hour for one beer. I liked the beer, and I'm very grateful you sent it to me.
It's okay.
I don't do ratings on Untappd in my reviews, but I will give this a solid 3.75.
See, I'm a bit more harsh than you when it comes to my ratings, and I give this a 3.5.
Really?
Yeah. I do it out of 10 and divide by 2. So for me, this is a solid 7, which is 3.5.
Well, okay. If from that point of view, I do get it. I will give it slightly higher, mostly because I appreciate the fact that for I think that's because the last beer that I had that was supposed to be a cherry stout. It wasn't Imperial, but it was supposed to be a cherry stout. I didn't get any cherry. I'm getting cherry here. A lot of cherry.
Yeah.
I'm getting that sweet maraschino cherry thing. So yeah, I like it. I'm giving this a 3.75.
I just do. I say I'm a very harsh marker when it comes to Untapped. I've given two beers in existence that I've had a 5, and that's because for me a 5 is perfection. You can't get any better. So if there is any room for improvement, it can't be a 5.
I think I gave 2 beers of 5 in the past. That was years and years and years ago. That was my first ever Even More Jesus from Evil Twin. And here's the shit thing. I give Bourbon County. Usually I give Bourbon County a 5. Mostly to fuck with the fanboys that just hate big beer and they love Bourbon County, but because it's AB InBev, they give it a low rating.
Yeah.
I automatically want to give it a high rating just because to fuck with them. But honestly, on general, I give like Bourbon County between 4.25 and 4.5.
See, I've never had Bourbon County because I refuse to pay that much for a Goose Island beer.
You'll love it.
I'll
fucking love it.
I'd rather spend that money on an independent company.
I do understand. Sorry, I do understand. Davor saying, cheers guys, just working through Mad Scientist. Svilives Gumbuk. It's a plum dumplings inspired Imperial pastry gozen. Clocking at a 10%.
That sounds like the bigger version of the Mad X one that I had, which was the farmhouse.
Yeah, but when you're our brewery that calls itself Mad Scientist, this is exactly what I kind of expect to be drinking. You got the Struisengran zelf. See, this is kind of creepy. Oh. Somebody's stalking my Untapped.
He's there going, liar, liar, liar.
It's like I got a fanboy here. Davor sounds like an awesome beer. It does sound like an awesome beer, and they're a good brewery. They're Hungarian, but right now I hate Hungary. I hate Hungary. I hate the Hungarian whatever. Fuck them. But that's political. Oh no, it's because of the entire situation in that country right now.
I am not aware of the situation.
No, they basically said, "Oh, so Hungary did the thing. They have a new law. Oh, you have gay people in your novel, TV show, movie, whatever. There's gay people in there. Ban. Because if you show gay people, it's if you show gay people, it's gonna make people gay. No, they're basically. Like it could be. I don't know. I don't know about Russian law. I don't know if I know Russia is against gay people. I know that, but I don't know if they have laws against it. But Hungary actually just did a law where if you show gay people, because if we show people that are gay, our youngsters might want to. There might be influenced to become gay because being gay is not something you're born with. No. Yeah, Russia. I mean, fuck them. Fuck Russia. I mean, I'm going to say
Russia,
that.
China are the same as well.
Okay.
Russia. I don't believe you should do that. I think you should just you should be working towards a solution where you don't have to trade with them whatsoever. There must be a solution to do that and just cut them off financially. It's not going to hurt them in the long run, but it'll hurt their export business in the long term.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. You're intelligent. You're smart. They're not, because you're talking to politicians. And here's the thing about politicians. There are a lot of things, but by definition, they're not intelligent. Otherwise, they wouldn't be politicians.
I disagree. I think it's more self-interest over public interest. So
yeah, but but if you're intelligent, you wouldn't be self-interested. So again,
I disagree.
That's the
There,
point.
there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people that sociopaths are often intelligent but have no public interest. They're all about self-interest.
Yeah, but maybe this is a personal point of view. But if you're all about self-interest, you're not intelligent. I'm sorry, but that's just a point of view. Intelligence is, for me, combined into the fact that you are capable to comprehend the bigger picture, to look beyond your own self-interest. That is where intelligence comes from. And if you're only focused on your own point of view, you're not intelligent. You're just selfish.
I think that's the difference between emotional intelligence and
but now you're leveling. Now you're leveling.
Yeah.
Wait, give me. Hello.
Hay fever.
Hay fever. Fuck yeah. No, yeah, but seriously, hay fever.
I was like that yesterday.
Just before people are going like, no. I've had my first COVID shot like a week ago. So yeah. Sorry. We're basically at the 1 hour mark. Let's before we make this very political, let's give us some final thoughts on this beer before we end the live stream. Is there anything you want to say about Brew by Numbers Cherry Trifle that you think everybody needs to know?
I think if you think about buying it, maybe look at their coffee porters instead.
That's a good point. My point of view would be, if you think about buying it, be aware of the fact that be aware of this is somewhere between non-adjunct and adjunct heavy, where it's a little bit in between. And with some sips, this is for me personally, with some sips, I get the idea that I'm drinking a 10% ABV, no bullshit Imperial Stout. And with some sips, I get the idea that it's a bit heavy-handed, It's very heavy-handed towards the fake vanilla sugar point of view. The only thing that I really want to say that I feel is spot on throughout, whatever you want to say, is that the level of cherry in this is fucking on point. If you're looking for a cherry forward, chocolate forward beer, this is your jam.
But would you not say there are better examples of that out there?
When it comes to cherry chocolate forward that are not non-adjunct, wow, that would be a difficult one. If you want to ask me about more cherry forward beers, I would say look for any traditional Belgian kriek.
If I was going for a cherry chocolate stout, and this is a supermarket beer in the UK, I would go for Vocation's Imperial Kirsch, which is a barrel-aged Kirsch Imperial Stout at 11% for £5 in the UK supermarket.
Here's the thing, dude. We don't get Imperial barrel-aged stouts in supermarkets.
Oh, no. We get one. That's the one.
Oh, that's that one. Okay, so there you go.
But I would, in terms of cherry Imperial Stouts, I would say that's better. I paid, trying to divide it by 4. I paid less for this, but it is $3.30, and that one is a 440 can. So,
well, I would say, wait, what's the ABV on that?
11. Oh, headphones.
11. So for a 440 can, £5.
11%. It's
11%.
It's only 1% higher than this one, which is 10.
And barrel aged. I mean, when it comes to bang for your buck,
I'd
say go for it. Try it.
I've had it before. It's a brilliant beer. It's just the availability.
And every now,
and
when we do get, when we do get like barrel aged stuff in some supermarkets, there is a few supermarkets in the Netherlands that in certain areas where they are aware of the fact that craft beer is a thing. When we get barrel aged, we get stuff like the Molen or Poyala. That's some of the stuff that we get in supermarkets. So there you go. Yeah. But anyway, I think for now, like with over an hour, we're definitely at a good point to end the live stream and call it a night. Get some more beers in us.
We'll see.
Well, maybe there's a stream going on. I can tell you if there's a stream going on. For you, it's just past 9.
Yeah.
Right. For me, it's past 10.
You're not as young as you used to be.
What?
You're not as young as you used to be.
I'm fucking 39, mate. I'm fucking old, and I've been
only 6 years. Only 6 years, my senior.
Yeah, trust me. 6 years from now, you'll know the difference. I guarantee you, mate. 6 years from now, you'll know the difference. Because 6 years ago, I was ready to go all evening, and right now, I'm at the point where I'm like, shut the fuck up. Where's my blanket? Where's my pillow? Where's my mattress? Hell, I just washed the bed linen today. I still need to make my bed.
Oh no, that's the worst.
Yeah, I just realized I still need to make. Anyway, everybody, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for watching the silly this. Thank you, Adam, for sending me this beer. All of the reviews that you do of the beers, there's a lot of reviews coming in the next week or two. So
I'm excited to see the Pollies. That's the one I want to see.
Yeah, that one's coming soon. Thomas, you sound like my age, 54. I wish I was that young. Right now, I feel like fucking 80. No, I had a few rough nights. That's all. Adam, have a great evening. If you guys do a live stream, have a lot of fun, which you probably will, knowing you guys.
I've got to go walk the dog. That's the next thing for me to do.
Walk the dog. Is that a euphemism?
Nope. He needs a walk. He's sat right by my feet, and he's like, let's go.
You go walk the dog. Thank you for the beer. Thank you for the fun time. Thank you for this. I loved it, and it was a blast. And thank you, everybody, for watching and commenting. I had a great time. So see you guys in another review soon, and cheers. Bye-bye.